Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning back into Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the self-titled debut release from pop singer Slayyyter. So Slayyyter is somewhat of an interesting pop star. She's been making waves recently on the internet by dropping a few singles that came out towards the end of last year, and she's bringing to the table this brand of pop that has this super high gloss and over-sexualized aesthetic to it. I mean, yeah, picture if like Britney Spears was a cam girl for Pornhub. I mean, her song topics usually deal a lot with sex and partying and doing drugs. And she's always hopping on this really bright and like thick production that's pulling heavily from bubblegum bass. And yeah, honestly, this aesthetic and attitude that Slayyyter brings to the table is probably gonna be a make or break pretty quick for most listeners. I mean, you put on this debut tape here in just about any situation and it feels like you've entered a wet seal, the retail location. Because she actually does a pretty convincing job of laying on this really thick, bratty attitude and demeanor. And yeah, this self-titled debut here is actually mainly composed of a lot of those singles that she dropped. I mean, the first one that caught my ears was the track Mine. I thought it was really infectious and catchy, and actually after listening to the rest of this release here, it still kind of sticks out as one of the more smoothed out tracks on the album. And tracks like Cha-Ching and Daddy AF are some of the more heavier spots on this release. They both have this like really angsty sway to them and some super thick bass. And going through the rest of this album, I think one of my favorite tracks on here is the one Celebrity. I actually absolutely love the sound of the synthesizers on here. I mean, they sound just like those pink lights from the tanning bed on the cover. I love the fiery static flair that the track has with this really sharp snap to the drum kicks. And the hook is really catchy too. I mean, this isn't really necessarily a thought-provoking release. And honestly, I gotta admit, not every track on here is for me, but I do gotta give it up to Slayyyter here for taking it off the deep end and going all out on this character persona of hers. Because on here, I find the production to be intriguing. Her vocal performances are really good too. Lots of catchy spots, but maybe an album that I'd have to be in a very specific mood for. And yeah, I think she has a really bright future ahead of her. I could see her taking this sound and going even further down the rabbit hole on a future release. So with that being said, I'm feeling a 7 on Slayyyter over here. Now, Slayyyter being the true e-girl that she is, there are no physical copies of this record in any format that I could find. So you're gonna just have to find this on streaming services. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this record down below in the comments. But yeah, as always, thanks for tuning in. If you want more videos from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like down below, and hit the bell as well to be notified of when I put out my next review. So yeah, Slayyyter, peace.